Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It is time for Friday Night Fights here on Notes and Nerds Nation. It's Friday Night Fights with Notes and Nerds Championship Wrestling. I'm your host and the commentator for this extravagant exhibition of wrestling action. I am the franchise, Eric Schutz. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the new tournament coming up. It is going to be for the Impact Championship of the world. So we're going to be introducing our first brand new title. We have the AEW, the WWE, the WCW, and all these other classic wrestling belts. But this is going to be the official Notes and Nerds Championship Wrestling title belt right here, ladies and gentlemen. Might not be the prettiest thing. It might not be the biggest thing, but it's ours. So we're going to get the show kicked off tonight. We have one heck of a tournament where round one we'll be seeing the Mac facing off against classic TNA superstar Suicide. And then in the next round will be Sami Callihan versus Ethan Page, Josh Alexander versus Chris Bay, and Moose versus Heath Slater. And then from there, they will move forward into the next brackets to determine who will ultimately become the Impact Championship Wrestler. So, ladies and gentlemen, last week we had the Ring of Honor Championship, I believe it was, and it turned out to be, no, it was the AEW. My apologies. The AEW Championship was on the line, and none other than Kenny Omega has won the belt. And if you saw Impact this week, it was intense. If you saw Dynamite this week, it was absolutely intense. It was all kinds of action going on throughout the ring. And at the very end, if you missed it, the Young Bucks joined with Kenny Omega. The Bullet Club is back. Whether anybody wants to admit it or not, the Bullet Club is back. So before we get kicked off, I do want to remind everybody we are reaching our goal of 50 followers by the end of this month. We're almost halfway through, give or take, where the first week is over with. We want to see you in the chat room. Hit that subscribe button or that follow button, so this way we can get to the point where we can start doing subscriptions. Once we get to that point where we can do subscriptions, we have some special plans for all of our wrestling fans. So got to stay tuned and join us. If you happen to be a Fire Pro Wrestling World fan and you've got yourself a created wrestler of yourself, please let us know in the comments, in the chat, or email me directly at eric@notesandnerds.com so we can add you to the Notes and Nerds Championship Wrestling roster. So guys, with that in mind, let's get started in this exciting Friday Night Fights, where we're going to start off with the Mac versus Suicide. Before we get started, making a last-minute adjustment here, and all right, let's get this show on the road, folks. It is a packed arena. Making his way first to the ring is the Mac. He is a powerhouse of a wrestler, Big Willie here. He is definitely going to make his way in, and he is definitely going to show everybody here at TNA and at Notes and Nerds Championship Wrestling why he is the Mac. Suicide is a classic superstar from the old TNA days back in the early 2000s. Definitely he was an X Division champion on numerous occasions, tag team champion, just a great solo wrestler with a lot of talent, a lot of capabilities. But will he be able to take on the Mac and defeat him? Well, let's see how it goes. circling around each other with a nice collar and elbow tie-up. Mac with just a huge clubbing blow to the back of the head of Suicide, but he's up and missed that drop kick. Don't know what he was thinking with that move. But the Mac says, I got a drop kick for you right here, and just puts down the Suicide. They lock up, but Suicide's able to counter that lockup with a nice elbow to the back of the head off the ropes, but Mac just plows right through Suicide. Nice little trip up right there, drags him out into the ring a little bit further. Ooh, I do apologize. We have some camera issues going on here. We'll get that fixed right now, folks. I do apologize. There we go. The action's properly centered. Mac with a nice elbow to the face of Suicide, stomps him, but then a hip toss down, stomps him a little bit more, but Suicide isn't worn out enough. He just gets right back up, lock up in the corner, and drops him across the top rope. Doesn't seem to have phased the Mac very much as Big Willie gets up and drags Suicide in and then puts his knee right square between those shoulders and goes for a nice chin lock. But it doesn't last long. Suicide still got plenty of energy. Twists that arm. Answers back with that another sharp elbow right into the sternum of Suicide. Suicide takes him to the ropes, but Big Willie was able to stop himself. The Mac comes in and locks up, but they're going to start trading blows. Is this a good idea of Suicide? Is he going to be able to take on, drops the Mac with a nice sharp punch to the face. Beautiful move. Takes the Mac down, but Suicide decides to bring him up. Instead of he does not capitalize on the moves, just kind of toys around with the Mac. That is not a good idea. The Mac is a powerful wrestler. He could definitely take on Suicide as long as he can keep up and keep Suicide grounded. And it seems like Mac is definitely trying to go the route of controlling the match, but a nice knee to the jaw. Staggered Mac there a little bit, but Mac's answering with a nice suplex in the center of the ring off the turnbuckle, but decides to put the brakes on as Suicide got up. Big stomp right there across the chest. Suicide with that drop kick and completely misses again. Suicide is going in, bringing Mac to the center of the ring, comes back around, but Mac just hip tosses him right down, decides to drag him to the center of the ring, stomps him, and then decides to go for a pin. Only gets a 1 count. Tried to go for a bigger move there, but Suicide was not having it, and answers with his own pinfall and gets a solid 1, but that is it. The Mac is definitely not worn out enough. Lands a beautiful turnbuckle drop kick right there, a quarter drop kick, but he is not able to capitalize it with a move from the rear. Mac just puts a solid elbow right in the face and clubs him down. This is exactly what I was talking about earlier, where the Mac has got to keep Suicide grounded. If he can do that, this match is going to go in his favor. Suicide gets a nice lock up on those knees, but it doesn't stay on for very long. Mac is able to power his way out of it. Elbow to the back of the head. Goes back to that reverse figure 4 style maneuver, locks it in. Reverse heel kick into the stomach, and that beautiful dropping kick maneuver right there takes Mac, puts him down, but again, Suicide is not capitalizing it, but he was able to reverse whatever that move was, that Mac was going for. Gets a 2 count with that roll-up pin.
10 minutes gone.
10 minutes has already passed, and now It looks like Suicide is outside of the ring, but he crawls in real quick. Mac was taking advantage of that to get a breath. Fall away slam. This is definitely going to be a heck of a match to determine who's going to be the Impact champion here tonight. Great competitors all around throughout. It's just we have to find out who is going to be the #1 person, who is going to be the representative of that company. And so far, this match is looking very solid. Beautiful senton-style maneuver there, flipping splash. Throws him out and gives him his 2 cents right there. Lunging takedown by Suicide right on that ring apron, or the mats outside the ring. That seems to be the well that Suicide keeps going to, but he's got to be careful about hitting that move too many times. That was a beautiful springboard style drop kick off the top rope. The Mac is going for a move, but flipping somersault kind of maneuver. Almost gets the 3 count, but Mac was able to power his way out. I don't think Mac is going to continue on very well here. I do have a feeling that Suicide may be moving forward at this point. Running, flipping, forward, flipping, ball, slam. Sorry. Nice lariat by Suicide. Going back to trading those blows. Suicide has definitely shown that he can hold his own. Gets in a beautiful drop kick, but Mac answers right back. It looked like Suicide was just out of air. He could not keep going with that momentum. There's the top rope. Beautiful maneuver. Lifts him up and goes and does that. Nice little Hurricane Rana there. And the pinfall. It's Suicide with the 3 count. He's moving forward in this tournament. That was an incredible matchup, folks. Just an amazing match. It is intense to see these 2 gentlemen going at it. So the first round in the beginning of this tournament is over, where Mac has lost to Suicide. Suicide brought in that experience and that determination that he is known for in the wrestling industry. So we will see who he's going to be facing off next against Sami Callihan and Ethan Page. Which of these 2 gentlemen is going to come out on top? We will find out here shortly. I do want to let you know that Notes and Nerds Championship Wrestling, exclusively on Twitch, is brought to you by shop.notesandnerds.com and also by teespring.com/NNCW, where you can get all kinds of great merchandise for yourself or for loved ones. You can get t-shirts, pillows, blankets, and the whole 9 yards, all at shop.notesandnerds.com and teespring.com/NNCW. So let's go ahead and move on. Sami Callihan versus Ethan Page. If you are watching, we would love to hear from you in the chat room. I do have the chat room open right now, and I can see anybody who wishes to say anything. So please let me know what you think and who you want to see win in these matches. Making his way to the ring, Sami Callihan, Death Machine. We are now in the second match of the initial tournament here, folks. The winner of this match will face off against Suicide, who just beat the Mac. All Ego Ethan Page of the North. Ethan Page and Callahan are both just trading blows left and right there. Real fast trade. This is going to be a high-intensity match. A lot of fast movement, it looks like. Callahan is able to get in a couple punches there. Try to get in a kick, but Page is pretty quick himself and was able to counter it with a punch of his own. Powerful body slam. Callahan went down. Little arm control there by Page, but he's answered with a huge headbutt from Callahan. Little standoff and stare down. Callahan answers back with a body slam of his own. Huge clubbing blow. Snap suplex in the corner there. Thing about that corner section of the ring, you've got to remember that is where a lot of sturdiness is at. Anytime you take a blow in that area where you are thrown down hard like in that snap suplex, the ring doesn't have as much give, so it just hurts that much more. Center of the ring, there is some give to it, a little bit more bounce. It still hurts, don't get me wrong, but it is definitely someplace you don't want to get hit at or get knocked down or have your knee driven into the mat just like that. Callahan counters this move, throws Page down to the side of the ring, gets a baseball bat, spinning heel kick, takes out Callahan. That powerful body slam. Don't forget, here at Most Nerds Championship Wrestling, it is a 20 count, not a 10 count when outside the ring. Huge boot to Ethan Page. Page is down. Callahan runs to the ropes and gets a huge sliding elbow right in the face of Page. Does it again. Page has got to be feeling that. Right to the back of the head. This match is proving itself to be just outright violent. Striking, clubbing blows back and forth. Page came out on top, lost his breath there a little bit, gets back up with a nice elbow drop. Looks like he's going out, dive through, suicide dive, Topa Suicida. Oh, Page is just knocked down to the ground. I tell you what, Brandon Cutler has got that stuck in my head, listening to him over on his Twitch channel where he has that little soundbite of Excalibur. Topa Suicida, it just gets stuck in your head and you just cannot let it go. So guess what, folks? Topa Suicida is now going to be stuck in your head. Beautiful DDT, but Callahan gets up with a huge Greco-Roman eye rake right into the head, face of Page. Sharp blows of the elbow right into the face of Page. Page tried to get that slam, but I think Callahan is just unfazed right now. He has still got so much energy. Goes for the tombstone, but Page reverses it and answers it with his own. Another Greco-Roman eye rake by Callahan. Does it again. Gives him two bits of his mind. Huge slam. We're only a little over 8 minutes into this match, and it is just going and going, where it's just been fast-paced this whole time through. Page is taking control. Nice kick to the back of the head there, but not as powerful as that huge boot. Oh, huge slam there by Ethan Page. Page might be turning the tables here and taking Callahan down a little bit, but nope. Callahan likes that move and goes back to it. And Page is just rocked. He is not looking good. Oh, it's over, folks. It has got to be over. Callahan almost gets a 3, but Page kicks out at just at the nick of time. Answers with a beautiful follow-away slam into the ropes and huge running elbow. Oh, that is a terrible, horrible move. He goes in for the pin. 1, 2, 3. No, he kicks out. Callahan is out. Blocks that punch by Page. And for that, he gets thrown to the ropes, and a huge step up knee into the corner there, kind of like a V-trigger. Knee to the gut, pulls him into the center of the ring, lifts him up.
Yeah.
Oh, bicycle kick right to the back of the head of Page. Page is staggering. He's fighting back as hard as he can. He wants to get into he wants to win this tournament. You know he wants to be recognized as the Impact Championship Wrestling, or the Impact World Heavyweight Champion. My apologies there. But Callahan is obviously demonstrating the fact that he wants it just as much. But the kicker is, who is going to win this match? It's going to be the one who has more determination. A 2 count only by Callahan, Page. Callahan gets up, but met with a super kick right into the chin. Did not faze Callahan much. They're both down, but they get up. Page is just exhausted. And they're going to go start trading blows. It's looking like it's turning into a little bit of a slobber knocker here. Page gets a discus punch right there. Callahan, Page is just, oh, he's done. It's over, folks. If he goes for the pin, Callahan will win this huge move right there. Page is back up first, though. That is just an amazing and devastating move, but almost got a 3 count. Callahan kicks out at the last second. Page is determined to get that 3 count. Only a 2 this time. Irish whip. Oh, just a devastating powerbomb by Page. Oh, I think they cracked heads. It looks like they're both down, but it looks like Callahan is able to get up first. He goes in, throws him outside the ring. Copa Suicida! Oh, he's outside the ring. Gets a sledgehammer. Misses the swing. So he goes for a baseball bat this time. He's littering the arena with the back of the head on the baseball bat. Page might have just put it, no. He's back up, but he's got another baseball bat. The referee has just got to stop this. All the way, German suplex.
Yeah.
Huge bicycle kick. Callahan is just pushing hard. Page with a nice clothesline, but I don't think he's got enough in him to finish this move or this match. Callahan tried to get the suplex, but got thrown out of the ring instead.
2, 3.
Going into the corner there. And I think it looks like, no, huge move. Oh my God. Running elbow. Callahan's trying to fight back. But Page is just pushing as hard as he can. We're just over 18 minutes in this match. Page is flexing up. He looks like he's getting ready to finish it, but no, he's met with a Greco-Roman irate. Page takes him over a little bit. Elbow to the back of the head. Irish whip. And they clock heads again. Both of these guys are just out on their feet, so to speak, right now. Chat rooms are open, guys. If you want to interact with me or let me know who you want to see win this event, please comment below. I'd love to hear from one of you. We're also trying to reach that 50 followers so that we can start getting subscriptions. Once we get to that point, it's going to be lots of great times. We got a lot of plans shaping up for everybody. Page is just missing opportunities. Why he did not go for the pinfall? He needs to do that like right now. He is exhausted. Callahan is finally showing that he is starting to run on E himself. Huge super kick. Page pulls Callahan to a little bit into the center, met with a running close or elbow drop again. Answers with a bicycle kick of his own, followed by a leg drop. I thought he was going for the pin, but no, he goes in for a side kick right there instead. One of these guys, they're just at 21 minutes. The match just keeps going. Huge cutter by Ethan Page. Elbow to the back. Callahan is sick and tired of it. He's getting fired up. Pulls Page out a little bit, lifts him up, but is met with a DDT by Page. Page is just clinging on. We're going to start trading blows again. Frustration has got to be setting in with these guys. Discus punch, but Page got up pretty quick with a nice clothesline there. Big pile driver. Pulls him out, and he finally goes for the pinfall. 2, 3. Callahan is moving forward in this event. No surprises there. This was definitely one of those matches where you just watch everything going down and you just have to ask yourself, why are you not going for the pin? Callahan finally goes for the pinfall, but Page, I honestly believe Page could have finished it a long time ago. But instead, Sami Callihan is going to be facing off against Suicide in the next round of this tournament to determine who will move on to the final match, to our main event. But before we could do that, let's see who's going to win between Josh Alexander and Chris Bay in their bracket of this tournament. But before we do that, don't forget, we're looking for followers, so please hit that follow button here on our Twitch channel where you could be set up for notifications every time we go live, including every Friday night at 7 p.m. Central Time for Friday Night Fights, powered by Fire Pro Wrestling World, Notes and Nerds Championship Wrestling. So let's go ahead and Josh Alexander versus Chris Bay to determine who will move on in this tournament. Chat room is still open, guys. If you want to help interact, or if you want to interact with us, please do so in the chat room. Let us know who you want to see win between Josh Alexander, the walking weapon, and Chris Bay, his opponent. Ultimate finesser. Will he be able to finesse himself a victory here against Alexander? We'll find out very shortly because the match is getting started right now.
Fight!
Both of them were walking around the ring, squaring each other up. Alexander went for a huge punch or huge lariat style maneuver, but got a fireman's carry applied to him instead. Bay just got floored with that beautiful forearm. There is a huge size difference between these two guys, so it is going to be interesting to see if Bay is going to be able to take out Alexander or not. Irish whip, but does not stop. He doesn't bounce off. He just stops himself right there on the edge. Test his strength. Chris Bay with a beautiful arm drag takeover. So here at Notes and Nerds Championship Wrestling, every Friday night until we have all of our champions determined, we will be having competitions for the IWGP Championship, for the World Title, the Intercontinental Title, the European or U.S. Title. I'm sorry, the Stardom Championships. All these different belts that we have in this federation are in the various federations here on our broadcast will be determined every week. Once we have all of our champions aligned, be ready for some straight up crazy action amongst all the different wrestlers. Cross-promotional brand deals have been signed. You'll see Impact Wrestling taking on Ring of Honor. You'll be seeing AEW taking on Classic WCW for some great dream matches, which we will be setting up for a United States, or not a United States, sorry, I'm getting my belts all messed up here. You will be seeing championship matches over for our WCW brand here, where right now Ric Flair is the current holder of that belt, thanks to an off-camera event, or something that wasn't broadcast before. But we will be broadcasting another tournament where Ric Flair is definitely going to have to put that belt up for grabs. And I'll let you know right now, Classic Sting will be involved. Not black and white Sting, but the full-colored Sting from the 90s. Oh! Bay just countered that top rope maneuver, goes in, gets the headlock in. Alexander is definitely hurting after that move. Knife edge chop is that powerful clothesline. Alexander's trying, he gets it. A belly-to-belly flipping suplex from the top rope just puts Bay on the ground. Nice ankle locks applied by Alexander. Bay is able to kick out and gets up there, but nope. Gets an elbow to the back of the shoulders there. Backbreaker by Alexander. Alexander is really pushing to take him out as quickly as possible, but Bay just keeps pushing harder and harder, trying to keep into this match. Right to the center of the ring, Alexander puts it back down and goes right back for that ankle lock. Bay is stuck in the middle of the ring. He cannot get out, but he kicks. It's getting to a point where Alexander is becoming a one-hit wonder, or in this kind of situation, a one-hold wonder. Not really differentiating his not necessarily skill set, but his repertoire. Knees to the back from a powerbomb style maneuver. He's in the ropes. Bay's able to get free. Nice Irish whip. Goes for the cross body, but Bay just ducked underneath of it. Beautiful maneuver there. Quick succession of elbows right there. Double underhook, which was what Alexander tried to go for, but Bay was able to counter and puts him in a headlock. But Alexander just is not worn out enough for a maneuver like that to actually hold any bearing on him whatsoever. Goes for that ankle lock again, but Bay kicks him right in the chin.
10 minutes left.
Beautiful up kick right to the back of the head by Bay. Bay locks up, goes around, and boom, missile-style drop kick right on the chest of Alexander. But Alexander's practically unfazed. Goes in for another ankle lock, but this time a slight variation of it. Gets a nice hold, but Bay gets out. Headlock by Alexander right there in the middle of the ring. Bay cannot go anywhere. Referee's checking on him. Bay is able to get loose. Kick to the back of the thigh there. That maneuver did not succeed for Bay, so right there, back into that ankle submission hold again by Alexander. Bay's able to get out, but I think the damage to the knee has been done. Alexander goes in for the pin, gets a 2 count. Nice underhook belly to belly. Kick to that thigh, that knee again. At this point, if Alexander's able to get that ankle lock or that submission hold back in, I believe it's going to be over for Bey. Bey was grasping that knee. He was in pain. Beautiful spinning backbreaker power slam right there. He knew what Alexander was going to do right there, and he was able to kick out. Goes to the ropes. Nice drop kick to the face, but Alexander gets right back up. DDT. Bey is finally getting on the offense here in this match. Goes for a pin at a terrible location. Gets no count because he was in the ropes. Irish whip, but Alexander holds on to the ropes there. So he tries again, gets it, answers with his own spine buster style maneuver there. Try to go for a lockup, but nope. Alexander has regained control of this match again, brings him to the center, elbow to the back of the shoulders. Catches his breath a little bit. Bey throws him to the turnbuckles, but does not run in to capitalize. He's put up on the tree of woe, kicked for his efforts, and that was it. Missed opportunity there. But it looks like Bey was able to get a beautiful maneuver right there off. Only gets a solid 2 count. Alexander goes in for a clothesline, but misses. Gets that tombstone pile driver in. Oh, he's locked in that ankle hold. Bey's holding off. He's trying to keep himself composed. Is he going to? No, he gets out. Alexander was not able to finish him off there. Bey goes in for that leg drop maneuver again. Goes in for the pin. Almost got a 3 count for his effort, but Alexander was able to get out of it just in time. Huge suplex that sends Alexander out to the rope, or out to the ringside. He's a little dazed from that fall. He might have hit his head pretty hard on the mat outside, which is just as hard as the concrete. It's only there just to ensure that there's a little bit of padding, and that is it. That big powerbomb style maneuver on the back with the knees. Locks in that ankle lock one more time. Bey was able to get out. The problem is Alexander just did not capitalize on it early enough in the match when Bey was showing that he was reeling from it. Bey goes in, gets a beautiful drop kick right to the face of Alexander there. Spinning heel kick followed by that slightly higher one. Sends him off to the ropes. Spinebuster again, right there, darn near in the middle of the corner there. Lifts up Alexander, locks up, but nope. Alexander gets control, drags him to the center of the ring, elbow into the back, slams his knees twice, 3 times in the center of the ring. Takes him down. Locks in the ankle. It's over. Bey has given up, ladies and gentlemen. Bey was not able to continue on with this match. So your winner in this round of the tournament is Alexander. Josh Alexander versus Chris Bey, with Josh Alexander coming out on top. Definitely not surprised with the turnout there, folks. Bey was able to put up a heck of a fight, but Josh Alexander is a powerhouse and obvious submission master. So it was just a matter of time before Bey was completely worn down so he could not be able to compete any further in that matchup. But this next match, it could be an interesting one where Moose will be taking on Heath Slater to move on against Josh Alexander. Now, Moose is a powerhouse of a wrestler, just absolute beast mode. Will he be able to take on Heath Slater? Heath Slater is a much smaller wrestler in comparison, so it's quite possible Moose will end up on top and be victorious. So let's go ahead and take it back down to the ring where they're going to be introduced. Mr. Impact Wrestling himself, Moose, is making his way down to the ringside. He's in the ring. This guy is just massive and huge. His opponent, not quite nearly as big. The one-man rock band, Heath Slater, is going to be facing off against Moose. Will he have the ability to control this match in any form or fashion against a man who is just as big as this guy? I mean, look at those legs. Those thighs are absolute monstrous. They're tree trunks. Slater is coming in with some good punches and kicks there, but thought Moose had a good suplex, but Slater was able to come out. Irish whips Moose to the ropes, but Moose just grabs on and keeps hold. Typical hip toss right there, but with Moose doing it, it's devastating. Slater is able to come in with some good elbows and forearms to the jawline of Moose, and that's good because it will help wear him down. You get him beat up enough, he's not going to be able to breathe. He's going to breathe harder and harder. And with a knife-edge chops like that, it definitely makes it harder because you want to breathe in, but it's painful. So you take away a big man's oxygen, you take away the big man. But in this case, Moose is just unfazed, gets a nice wrenching knee hold. Wasn't able to keep it on for very long. Then now he's got some arm control, driving the shoulder into the bicep of Slater. Moose just took out the ref. Ladies and gentlemen, the ref is down. We need to get some help out here. Somebody needs to check on him. Brian Hebner is out. Nope, he's coming back, but he is bloody up. Moose with some big kicks. Takes out the ref again, but follows in with a drop kick to the knee. Slater's back up. Nice slam right there. Gets a nice armbar on Moose. Wasn't able to hold it. Hebner's back up. Hopefully he doesn't get run into again. You gotta watch out for somebody like Moose. Moose goes for a suplex, but Slater's able to back out of it. Huge drop kick to the back. Gets in a chicken wing style maneuver right there. You can stretch out the chest and make it harder to breathe. Again, back to the hole, take away the oxygen. The big man can't fight. Now they're going to exchange blows where it's going to be huge clubbing punches to the forehead of Slater. Slater can only take so many of those big punches from the big man. Irish whip, drop kick into the midsection of Moose, but Moose was unfazed. Slater literally bounced off of. Goes back in for that maneuver right there, that chicken wing style submission hold. Moose is able to power himself out. For a palm thrust right to the chest on Moose. Arm drag takedown, whips it down, and just yanks on it. Elbow drop. Step up enziguri, takes Moose down to the mat. Elbow, or just a running, diving punch to the back of the head of Moose. But he puts him in the corner. Looked like he was going to try to do something, but nope. But short clothesline there. Discus punches just takes out Slater. Slater's down. Moose goes for that big splash, but nope. Slater gets out of the way just at the last moment. Gets a 2 count for his effort. Almost takes the ref out again. Those drop kicks are practically useless against Moose. With big flying punch maneuver, forearm to the face of Moose. They bounce off each other, but because Moose is so worn out, it's almost ineffective when they run into each other. Looks like there was going to be an attempted arm drag style maneuver, but Moose just kicks him right in the back. Speaking of backbreaker by Slater. Slater comes down with a diving punch off the top rope, pulls Moose to the center, runs to the ropes again, goes for that beautiful running punch maneuver. All the way slammed by Moose in the corner there, drags out Slater a little bit, drops his elbow into the thigh and wrenches up on that knee. Take out a small man's knees like that, and he's not going to be able to move around as fast. And because he's not able to move around as fast, it gives a man like Moose, who isn't quite nearly as fast, the ability to grab hold and just pummel him down to the mat. Slater, though, is putting up a huge fight against this giant. Gets him down on the ground, because when you're on the ground, everybody is the same size. Beautiful DDT, rolls him up for the pin, gets a 1, 2, almost gets a 3 count. Moose kicks out. He just could not be kept down, but as he got a second win, he drops a huge 2 massive elbows right across the face. But no, Slater is just keeping up and drives his knee down into the mat. Nice reverse roundhouse kick. But yeah, Slater's just doing an excellent job keeping Moose down on the mat, only bringing him up long enough to put him right back down with some devastating DDTs and such. Not sure where he wants to put him, but he goes right there. Should not have put him there because he did not get a 3 count. An interesting take on the leg drop there. Wrenching up on that knee of Moose. Moose drives his elbow down onto the knee of Slater and gets out. Let's step up enziguri again. Slater's feeling confident here with this match. Lifts up Moose, but Moose just drives his elbow right to the face. He's going to decide to trade blows, knife edge chops versus clubbing punches. But for every punch, Moose pushes him back a little bit, but nope, Slater gets a drop kick only to be answered with a drop kick from Moose himself. Moose is exhausted, but he still just keeps moving around, keeps pushing as hard as he can to take out Slater. Nice reverse enziguri takes Moose down. Slater taking advantage of the moment to get some air. But no, Moose just drops him with a huge punch. Gets the splash across the back. Slater's still down. Moose is taking a breather for a moment. Kicks Slater. He's feeling confident. Locks up, Irish whip. Huge clothesline. Is he going to put him away at this point? I think he's trying to wear him down a little bit more before he goes in for a finisher. Gets him up. Massive power bomb. Climbs the top rope. Brings a huge elbow down across the chest of Slater. Slater is just dazed. Moose goes in, but he's not able to capitalize. He did not capitalize on this whole situation. This could give Slater the opportunity to come back. Slater answers with a few kicks, trying to wear down Moose a little bit more. Moose gets up. Brings him out to the center of the ring. Locks him up, but Moose Irish whips him. Big boot to the face. Slater is down. But no, Moose again is not able to capitalize. Beautiful armbar. Nope, it's over, folks. Slater was able to take out Mr. Impact himself. Moose loses this match. I dare say this was an upset. use the Stranglehold Alpha. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're at Notes Nerds Championship Wrestling, where it is exclusively live on Twitch every Friday night for Friday Night Fights. Every week so far is going to be tournaments to determine the championships for each federation within our organization. Every brand is branded together or contracted together for interpersonal use and for cross-promotional action. Notes Nerds the Notes Nerds Championship Wrestling champion is myself, the icon, Eric Schutz. That is why I have the Notes Nerds Championship belt right here. If you want to be part of Notes Nerds Championship Wrestling Friday Night Fights, please hit that follow button. Once we have the ability to, we will be doing subscriptions where all subscribers are offered the option of becoming a member of Notes Nerds Championship Wrestling, where they can compete for titles, fame, and glory. In order to do so, you must have a copy of Fire Pro Wrestling World, whether for PS4 or for the PC via Steam. And your character must be uploaded to the Fire Pro Wrestling website so we can download it and put it into our game as well. If you want to help support this channel, don't forget we have a shop. Well, two of them actually. First, our Notes and Nerds Championship Wrestling exclusive shop at teespring.com/NNCW, where you can get awesome t-shirts and such that have our Notes and Nerds Championship Wrestling logo and a miniature belt on the front of the shirt. At shop.notesandnerds.com, you get Notes and Nerds branded merchandise, so you can have all kinds of cool items, including pillows, t-shirts, sweaters, hoodies, and more. We keep our prices low so you don't have to spend a lot. But always, as always, the best way to help support this channel is just hitting that follow button. Our chat room is open currently, so if you want to interact with me on the chat, please go ahead and talk amongst us and interact with me so that we can get our numbers up there so we can be a Twitch affiliate. That's right, guys. We're trying to get to that point where we're a Twitch affiliate where we can do all kinds of awesome stuff. So let's go ahead and move on to the next match. That's going to be Suicide versus Sami Callihan. Now, Suicide took on the Mac and was completely capable, more than such, to take on the Mac and put him down for the 1-2-3, which was, in my opinion, really impressive. Suicide is not known as a big man wrestler. The Mac is a big powerhouse guy, but he just wasn't able to keep up with Suicide. Suicide wore him down, got that 1-2-3, got to move on first. Sami Callihan and Ethan Page in their face-off was absolutely phenomenal. Those two guys went toe-to-toe for just about the entire match, pummeling each other as hard as they could possibly pummel each other. But it was Callihan that was able to capitalize and was able to get that 1-2-3. Josh Alexander defeated Chris Bay with a beautiful submission hold, just like Heath Slater was able to in his match against Moose. These gentlemen will be facing off against each other, where Josh Alexander and Heath Slater will be facing each other in their matchup to determine who will move on to the main event for the Impact Wrestling Championship. But before we can do that, Suicide faces off against Sami Callihan. Let's go ahead and get to the ring for the action. Suicide has been around since the early days of TNA Impact Wrestling, where he was actually starting off as an exclusive character in the TNA Impact Wrestling video game for PS2, PS3, and Xbox 360. Shortly after the game's release, the wrestler appeared in TNA, so it was quite the interesting cross-promotional deal. Callahan is going to be facing off against him, and Callahan was just an absolute beast in the last match, in his recent match against Ethan Page in this tournament. So it is going to be fascinating to see how these two guys go toe-to-toe. Looks like Suicide was going to try to do a spinning maneuver there, but Callahan just punches him, countering it. Snap suplex by Suicide. I think they're still feeling the effects of their previous matches, so it could be interesting to see how this whole matchup takes place and plays out. That is such an impressive kick maneuver. It's become quite the popular move in recent years, and it is devastating. It really rocks the individual who gets it. Suicide is going for a pinfall already and gets a nice 2 count, but Callahan says, I see your pinfall, and I answer it with my own, only getting a 1 count. Suicide comes in with a gut stomp, but Callahan is able to counter it with an elbow right to the back of the shoulder. He tries to go in for a submission, but Suicide answers with a heel to the face. Drives those knees right into the midsection of Callahan. Wraps him up into what looks like a Scorpion Deathlock or a Sharpshooter, depending on which brand you want to go with and who you want to call, what you want to call it based on who used it. Callahan and Suicide are now exchanging blows back and forth. I would like to say Suicide won that matchup, but didn't look too much better for him. Roll up pin, gets just a 1 count. Suicide was able to get his arm or shoulder up just before the 2 hit. Step over chin lock right there. Suicide's able to get himself out of it, and they get back to a standing position. Oh, that is just horrible. Callahan just did the deed. I have no words for that. That is just a horrible, horrible move. Step up V-trigger style maneuver right there on Suicide, but Suicide wasn't quite as fazed by it as you'd think he would be. Callahan gets a nice dropping pinfall maneuver. Almost a 3 count, but Suicide got his arms up just in time. Does a nice flipping slam right there with a fall-away style. Whoops. Get that started back up. Callahan with a nice pile driver there. Falls into a pinfall, but only gets a 2-point. Both men are down on the ring there, or mat there. Suicide whips him into the corner, gives him a nice knife edge chop. Gets a nice leg lock in there, and Callahan's not able to break away quickly. Is he able to get a count on this one? Yes, he gets a 1, a 2. No, he almost got a 3 count. Callahan kicks out right there, but Callahan is not going to take that too easily. He's going to drop him, gives him a piece of his mind, comes and locks up, but no. Suicide with the double knees to the midsection, driving the air out of the lungs. Whips him into the corner, locking up, drops him right across that top rope. Suicide is doing everything he can to take away his air. Locks in on the knees. Modified figure 4 style maneuver there. Was able to hold it for quite a bit, but Callahan was able to get free. Irish whip to the corner, but the Suicide was able to counter and jump out of it. Irish whip by Suicide, climbs that turnbuckle, Brings down with a frog splash. Covers. 1, 2, 3. Oh my God, Callahan just got pinned by none other than Suicide. Suicide victorious and moving on into the main event for the Impact Championship Wrestling title. What a match. Not even 10 minutes long. That vaulting frog splash was just fantastic. So yes, just an amazing, amazing set of matches here tonight, folks. I am just absolutely impressed with the action taking place. I am the franchise Eric Schutz, and this is No Nerds Championship Wrestling, exclusively live on Twitch every Friday night. So you can tune in Friday Night Fights by clicking that follow button. Rebroadcasts are later shown on YouTube, and if you want to check us out there, you're more than welcome to. They are released right around the midday. So yes, subscribe over there for free so you can catch these matches posted over there, along with other great content. I do want to let you all know that tomorrow at 3 o'clock, I will be doing an interview. So please tune in, and that'll be an exciting time. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and kick off to the next match, where it's going to be Josh Alexander facing off against Heath Slater to move on to the finals to determine who will be the Impact Championship wrestler. The walking weapon, Josh Alexander, is definitely demonstrating why he is the walking weapon. His previous match, he just dominated Chris Bay. And Chris Bay put up a heck of a fight, don't get me wrong, but Josh Alexander was just dominating. Heath Slater, on the other hand here, the one-man rock band, facing off against Moose, in itself is absolutely phenomenal. Moose is absolutely just beast mode. And he went toe-to-toe with them, focusing and making sure that he was able to bring the guy down. So facing off against a man like Josh Alexander, Slater has definite potential to come out on top here. What he needs to do, though, is he can answer submission for submission, sure, but the better thing to do is not get locked into positions like this. He needs to try and avoid getting stuck. Alexander's forte is most definitely the submission hold. Keeping him to the you want to keep him, this is the kind of guy you want to keep off the mat. You want to keep him off the ground. Once he's down on the ground, there's the chance that he's able to power over you and get you locked up into this here, like this ankle lock, or his reverse ankle lock, and other such maneuvers where he could just twist you and break you every possible way. And step up enziguri is a beautiful maneuver, but Josh Alexander already has Heath Slater worn out. Goes for the Irish whip, but nope. Alexander holds on, gets met with a forearm though still. That snap suplex is just amazing. Slater's slow to get up, but gets floored again with that short form clothesline into a nice ankle lock right there. Slater's not able to get out of it right away. Takedown by Alexander gets him locked into that ankle lock once more. The only way he's able to get out is just a sharp kick right to the jaw. That powerbomb style maneuver is just devastating to see. Those knees driven right to the back of Slater's. You just know it hurts. Yeah. Oh, right on the top of the head. Alexander goes in for the pin Only gets a 2. Slater's able to kick out. I don't see how he was able to kick out because that was right on the back of the head. He's not getting up very quickly, so you know he's rocking. He's been rocked. He's reeling from that maneuver. Goes in. Beautiful Superman punch in the corner. Alexander goes down like a bag of potatoes. Whips that arm. If he can weaken that arm, it does help with getting out of those submission holds, because you can't do a good submission hold if you don't have strong arms. Beautiful drop kick by Slater. Alexander stays down. Slater brings him up and locks in. Backbreaker. I thought that was going to get countered, but no, he was able to get down and get him right there in the ring with a nice elbow. Spinning heel, nice kick to the midsection, followed by a leaping spinning kick. Yeah! Alexander drops him on the head again, using that opportunity to buy him some time to get some air. Goes in for the pin, 2 count. Slater almost gets pinned again, but is able to kick out. Now he's met with a tombstone pile driver. Alexander's taking a moment to get his air. Slater's just dazed. Was able to get him that kick combo again, but elbow drop. Almost a 3 count off that very lazy pin. I would have been very surprised if he actually got the 3 count. Not the best style of pin to do against a man like this. You don't want to sit there and be cocky, because he'll do this right here. 2 successive knees into the mat makes it hard to walk. If you take out both knees, one knee is bad enough, but both knees, you're definitely not going to be doing much. Diving elbow off the top rope. Slater's pushing forward. Missed opportunity on that Irish whip. Just not enough room between the two to actually pull off a maneuver. Excuse me. Alexander kicked him in the back of the knee on the mat, but Slater is able to counter with a nice snap suplex into this chicken wing style submission hold. Locks it in. Yeah. And here comes that drop. If he doesn't get the 3 count now, I'll be surprised. Yeah, Alexander dropped him on his head like that numerous times. Slater can only take so much. Only so much. So in the next matchup, guys, it's going to be a very interesting combination where we have a X Division champion, a former X Division champion, versus an incredible mat wrestler in Alexander. Josh Alexander so far has proven that he is a phenomenal mat wrestler. Submission holds galore. And he's tough as nails, where he was able to take some of the best moves from both Chris Bay and Heath Slater in this event and just answer them with his own power moves. That move that he used, the J driver, just devastating. Devastating maneuver, right on the top of the head, right on the back of the neck. The fact that he delivered about 3 or 4 of those maneuvers, usually followed with a tombstone. The fact that Slater was able to roll over is just beyond me. His neck and his head have got to be in agony at this point. Before we get into our main event, which will be seeing Suicide facing off against Josh Alexander, High Flyer versus Submission Expert, I want to let you all know shop.nosenerds.com, where you can get all kinds of great merchandise, and at teespring.com/NNCW, where it's the official Notes Nerds Championship Wrestling store. You can get great merchandise, t-shirts, hoodies, sweaters, sweatshirts, zipper hoodies, pillows, posters, stickers, and a whole lot more. Help support the channel by going there and buying stuff at reasonable prices. I don't charge much, so you get great deals. Also, if you want to hit that follow button, please do so, because just hitting that follow button here on the channel, which is totally free, completely and totally free for you, helps the channel grow all the time. It means a lot to me. Really, it does. We do a lot of wrestling stuff here on this channel lately. Natsum Championship Wrestling on the Super Nintendo. Also, Super Fire Pro Wrestling X Premium, which was a Japanese exclusive, is played on this channel as well, which quite honestly plays almost identical to Fire Pro Wrestling World. We also have some other great games that we play, Fallout, Fall Guys. Then there's Among Us, which we haven't had a chance to play much Among Us recently. Lots of retro gaming, a lot of modern gaming. So just stay tuned, guys. You follow, hit that notification bell to ensure that you get notified every time we go live. We would really appreciate it here at Notes and Nerds. We're here on Twitch. And we're definitely trying to get to that 50 by the end of the month so we can get affiliate status. So please follow and interact with us in the chat rooms. With that in mind, guys, it's Suicide versus Josh Alexander for the Impact Championship right now. Suicide is out in the ring. He's had plenty of time to rest up for this tournament. So Josh Alexander is definitely going to come in as the bit of the underdog here because of the fact that he was in a heck of a match against Slater in the last round. But I think he's going to be able to still hold his own. This guy is tough. He's got great cardio. He's got a lot of power, a submission hold expert. He can control the pace of this match as long as he does not let Suicide get out of his hands. Suicide with a submission right off the bat of his own, that reverse style figure four, trying to go and take out the legs of Josh Alexander. Alexander with a standing sleeper hold right there. Suicide was able to get out and counters, but he rolls him up for a nice little pin. Gets only a 1 count. Roll up into a submission hold by Alexander. Doesn't get to hold on to it very long. Suicide is able to escape it. Went for a Hurricane Rana, but met with a power bomb counter by Alexander. Nice discus lariat. This is the main event for the Impact World Championship, ladies and gentlemen. Suicide versus Josh Alexander. Interesting style submission hold there. Doesn't get to hold it for very long. Josh Alexander's able to break free. Irish whip. They meet each other at the other end. Wasn't able to do much. Nice hip toss there. Suicide rolls him up. Lots of pins, but he's only getting 1 counts out of it for the most part. Does not do him any good in wearing Alexander out. I promise you, he is not going to get a 3 count without really wearing Alexander out. Alexander is not that type of guy where you're just going to be able to get lucky with a move and get a quick 3 count. In most cases, like what just happened, Suicide was put into a submission. Nice senton style maneuver there. Goes for that pinfall again, but he was too close to the ropes. Alexander drops him down, locks him, but he's right there in the ropes, and it has to be broke up immediately. The ref, Brian Hebner, does so. Josh Alexander locks in that ankle hold there. Take out the Flyer's legs, and he's not going to fly very much. And that's exactly what Josh Alexander is trying to do right now. That leaping head takedown, that lariat-style maneuver, rocks Josh Alexander just a bit, but not enough Another roll-up pin, but too close to the ropes. Suicide is making some rookie-style mistakes here, and it's not going to help him one bit if he wants to win the Impact Wrestling Championship. Nice leap over. Hurricane Rana into the pin. He gets a 2 count at least with that one, but he's met with a backbreaker. Alexander is now taking a moment to catch his breath. I don't blame him either, because this has been absolutely intense.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's critical. Oh, nope, it's over, ladies and gentlemen. Josh Alexander just knocked out. He could have broke his neck. We need to get ambulances into the ring right now, ladies and gentlemen. Suicide is not moving. Excuse me. At least they cut the cameras. Suicide is out. That match did not last very long. That maneuver, it's just absolutely devastating. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a new champion. The Impact Wrestling Champion is Josh Alexander. That was absolutely incredible. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was Notes and Nerds Championship Wrestling Friday Night Fights for the Tournament of Champions, if you will. Just phenomenal. Josh Alexander really pushed forward and demonstrated why he is such a talented wrestler and really wanted that championship. We're going to keep you up to date on what's happened with Suicide, because that was a devastating move. Suicide may have to retire after that maneuver. Getting dropped on his head like that at only 6 minutes into the match, he had to have landed wrong. We'll keep you posted in regards to what's happening later on. So again, ladies and gentlemen, before we cut this episode and finish it, I am Eric Schutz, the franchise of Notes and Nerds Championship Wrestling, the World Heavyweight Champion. If you want to help support this channel, please hit that follow button down below and become a member of the Notes and Nerds Nation. Once we have the ability to do subscriptions, we encourage all of you to help support the channel even further by becoming a subscriber. Notes and Nerds Championship Wrestling is powered by Fire Pro Wrestling World on the PlayStation 4. Every week, Friday Night Fights is broadcast live only on Twitch for free to you, our viewers, at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time. If you want to become a member of Notes and Nerds Nation's Championship, or Notes and Nerds Championship Wrestling, once we have subscriptions in place, we will be adding wrestlers. All it requires you to do, besides subscribing, is also going over to Fire Pro Wrestling's website, firepro-w.com, and uploading your wrestler from either the Steam version or the PlayStation 4 version. They're both compatible, so that we can put you into the Notes and Nerds Championship Wrestling League, where you will get the chance to fight for gold against the franchise, Eric Schutz. Good luck, ladies and gentlemen. You think you have what it takes to step into the ring with me, the franchise? Do you think you are the franchise killer? I think not, because right here says it all. The Notes and Nerds Championship Wrestling title belt, the World Heavyweight Championship title belt. It is mine. I dare you. I dare all of you to step into that ring with me to fight for this belt. Every Friday night, Notes and Nerds Championship Wrestling Friday Night Fights. So, guys, with that, if you want to help support the channel, please hit that follow button. We're trying to hit 50 followers before the end of the month. So this way we can apply for affiliate status so we can do subscriptions. Also, don't forget to check us out on all of our social media. All the links are below in the About section of this page. And also, don't forget, when we do broadcasts, hit that chat room. Interact with us. Talk to us. Let us know who you think should win in every match, who your favorite wrestlers are, and more. We broadcast all the time. Generally speaking, Friday Night Fights is at 7 p.m. Central Time, and on Saturdays at 3 o'clock is Nerding Out with Eric. That's me. And then Sundays and all other days are random gameplay days, where generally speaking on Sundays is probably going to be something on the lines of like Fallout or Fall Guys, not Fallout, but Fall Guys, and a little bit of mixture of retro and modern gaming. Don't forget to head over, if you're not already done so, go to our YouTube channel where you can subscribe and watch this broadcast later after it's live. I only said it was exclusively live on Twitch. I didn't say it was just exclusively on Twitch. Technicalities. So guys, with that, thank you very much for tuning in, for who all did tune in. I greatly appreciate it. So with that, I do hope you have a great evening. I hope you have a wonderful weekend coming up. And don't forget, we're always here. We're always waiting. We're always here to entertain you, the viewer.